Hello, thanks for joining me. In this video, I have some alignment tips for Chaturanga Dandasana, which is four-limbed staff pose. Before we begin, just a quick reminder that each body is different and even our own bodies can feel different from day to day. So please practice with your own discretion. So Chaturanga Dandasana is a foundational transitional asana, and it's found in the sun salutations. So sun salutations are often used in practices for warm-ups or even as a short practice in and of the sequence, the sun salutation itself. So learning this transitional pose is really important to help you get deeper into your practice, as well as to ensure that you're not stressing any muscles or tendons or ligaments in the wrong way. And I had practiced for many years before I actually learned how the correct alignment for this pose. So hopefully you're watching this earlier in your yoga practice journey and you can uh, learn earlier than I did some of the common mistakes and how to do it the correct way. So Chaturanga Dandasana is as I said, a transitional pose, and it starts in a plank. So what we're doing in Chaturanga Dandasana, we start in plank and we lower ourselves with control. And so it's a bit of a lower plank. And then from there, the transition is either to lower yourself all the way to the mat or to move into up dog. So let's just start in a plank pose. And you want to have a strong plank pose here. Your shoulders are over your wrists and your feet are hip distance apart with your toes tucked. So to lower down, and you can do this either with your knees off of the mat or on the mat. I will show you with off the mat, but until you feel strong and in control, just practice with your knees on the mat. So to ensure that we're in the correct position for this transitional pose, the best thing to do is to shift forward, because as we lower down, we want to ensure that our elbows stay over our wrists as we are lowering down. So we're in our plank. We shift forward and lower with control. And right here, this is Chaturanga Dandasana. And then you can come all the way to the mat. And usually then from here, in a sun salutation, we move to cobra, or you can move to up dog, and then downward facing dog. So it takes a lot of control and strength. Often what happens if, or what I used to do is you start coming down and then you just flop down. And that's going to could cause some injuries, but it also, you won't feel as strong in your practice. So one way to ensure, sometimes it's hard to see. I mean, you can record yourself to see if your shoulders and your elbows and your wrists are in alignment. But another trick is to use blocks. You can use blocks or anything else you have around the house that might simulate this. So you have to kind of do a little trial and error here. But what we're going to do is align our wrists with the blocks. And you want to have enough space to make sure that your body can lower down in between those blocks. And this is just for practicing the alignment here in Chaturanga Dandasana. So get into that plank pose. And the practice here is to lower down without having the blocks move or fall. Okay? You want your shoulders, you don't want to be pressing up too much, kind of like a hunchback in the top here. You want to be kind of pressed down in your plank, and then do that shift and lower with control. So that's just a tip for practicing that alignment from your elbow to your wrist. So Chaturanga Dandasana, I'm a little out of breath, as you can tell. It is challenging. And often in a class, an instructor will take you through a sun salutation, and often they will give the option to either they call it take a vinyasa, which means taking Chaturanga Dandasana down to the mat, and then moving into Cobra Up Dog and Downward Facing Dog. Or sometimes they'll say, let's just meet in Downward Facing Dog, because Chaturanga Dandasana is a challenging pose, but it's one that will help you build strength and really feel that you're progressing. The more you can practice and feel strong, and you will, but it does take some practice. It's a great way to get more deep into your yoga practice. So thank you for trusting me with your practice today, this very short tips and tricks here. And until next time, take care.